doing? This is Black Shy Guy here. Welcome to another podcast episode. And as always, I thank you for grabbing your drink and sitting at my table. Today, we are about to dive in to Caitlin Clark, who has defeated LSU in a dramatic fashion, and also the hate surrounding Caitlin Clark. So make sure that drink is a freaking tall boy, because we're going to be here for a minute. And today is my birthday, just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you put down the happy birthdays on my Instagram or my damn TikTok. You heard me? Because listen, if you guys are not following me yet, you make sure that you follow me. You heard? Let's dive in to what has been happening to maybe the most dominant basketball player in college. And I'm not talking about only a women's. I'm talking about inclusion of men. I've never seen a player that can dominate the floor like Caitlin Clark. Listen, and I'm not saying she could beat men. I'm not saying she could beat men. What I am saying is she is at a level beyond levels. I mean, she has went ultra instinct. You know what I mean? She has just reached that point in time when it comes to a level that cannot be touched by other players. And the thing is, what makes this sad is that's not what a lot of people are talking about. What a lot of people are talking about is the hate surrounding Caitlin Clark, which I can't believe. The hate surrounding Caitlin Clark, I just can't understand it. I'm going to show you some of the highlights that has happened in that game, so you can at least get a taste of what I'm talking about if you've missed that game. Let's dive in to some of the highlights. I mean, it's almost like there's nothing they can do. It's almost like there is nothing they can do at all. Nothing. Look. I mean, what can you do with that? What can you do with that? What can you do with that? I mean, seriously. What can you do with that? What can you do with that? I mean, the dominance of Caitlin Clark has been, I mean, oh my God. You can't deny the fact that Caitlin Clark is just on a level on its own. But the thing is, like I said, that's not the story that's dominating Caitlin Clark. The story that's dominating Caitlin Clark is these Hall of Fame players that are coming out and just straight hating. They can't congratulate Caitlin Clark. No, they can't do that. They can't do that because it's almost like an Eminem syndrome. Because obviously, you know, Eminem is one of the top lyricists in raps today. Top lyricists. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. He's one of the top lyricists. Some people deem him the greatest. Some people don't deem him the greatest. But the thing is, a lot of people that don't deem Eminem the greatest, it's because of his skin color. That's why they don't want to deem him the greatest, because of his skin color. Because we all know if Eminem was black, they would deem him the greatest. And that's the sad truth. And the same thing is happening to Caitlin Clark, which is a sad reality that we're living in right now. Because we got people like Sheryl Swoopes and Jemele Hill talking out of their ass about freaking Caitlin Clark. I mean, shut the damn freaking door. If you got nothing to say good about Caitlin Clark's performance, not only this year, but basically in her college years, she has been astronomical. And for you not to have a good thing to say about Caitlin Clark, I believe makes you a hater. It does. It makes you a damn hater. And that's all I got to say about it. And we're going to hear Sheryl Swoopes talk about Caitlin Clark and why she thinks that the record that Caitlin Clark broke, which she does make a decent point, but that's neither here nor there, because nonetheless the record has been broken. But Sheryl Swoopes doesn't see it that way.
has done for not just college basketball, but for women's basketball, period, I think has been great. The following, people watching the game, sellouts that we haven't seen ever. It just really bothers me, though, when people just take bits and pieces of what they want to take and they don't listen to everything and you don't hear everything. It wasn't personal. One, it was my opinion on how I think she'll be at the next level, because I do remember me saying that Caitlin, to me, could be the best college shooter I've ever seen. When you put these expectations on these young women in college to go to the next level and be...
This was her apology tour she made about Caitlin Clark, because basically she said that Caitlin Clark's record-breaking achievement, it's not real. You know what I mean? It's not real. The fact that Caitlin has overcome the points that Kelsey Plum has put up in her college career and has basically taken it over. Sheryl Swoopes is basically saying it doesn't count for the fact that Caitlin Clark had an extra year. You know, the COVID year, and she had an extra year to do it, which is a decent point. But the fact remains that Caitlin Clark, despite that, broke the record. Period. She broke the record. So Sheryl Swoopes went on a tour talking about that. Instead of congratulating Caitlin, you want to put an asterisk on her record breaker. You want to put an asterisk. You don't want to congratulate the girl. You want to talk about something negative that has to do with the fact that she broke Kelsey Plum's record of 3,527 points. That's what you want to talk about. You don't want to congratulate her. You want to try to shut her down. It just boggles my mind, the hate surrounding this girl. It just boggles my mind, the hate surrounding Caitlin Clark. I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. And then you got somebody else like Jemele Hill, right? Jemele Hill. I'm gonna tell you about Jemele Hill, because Jemele Hill now is like basically and nobody wants to hire her because she's just full of fucking drama. Jemele Hill is just full of drama, and she had potential to be one of the greatest hosts. One of the greatest hosts. I won't even watch her podcast if she releases a podcast. I do believe she has a podcast, but she's just so sickening. Because I'm going to let Outkick explain the scenario that surrounds Jemele Hill about Caitlin Clark.
I hate to even mention this complete jackass, Jemele Hill and others were all in her business. It's white privilege. She hits these threes. Man, I don't give a damn if it's white, black, or green privilege. That's a bad lady right there. We used to call people like that something else, but I'm not going to say it publicly. Here's Jemele Hill. She blames the media for covering Caitlin Clark more than double their rate because she isn't black. Well, maybe so. I don't know what to tell you. All I did was watch the game last night, and
This is what, and he's basically expressing what I feel, but I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this because I want to express my own concern when it comes to Jemele Hill's statement about this whole Caitlin Clark debate. She states she's tremendous on television, and I'm thinking, what a missed opportunity for the national media to really elevate who she was as a person. Caitlin Clark seems to be a great personality, but it is not like Caitlin Clark is walking around saying crazy stuff. They're just covering her excellence, and that's good enough. Whereas it feels like for black athletes to get the same amount of coverage or even fair coverage, there has to be something extra beyond basketball. What is she talking about? I'm going to let you know what she's talking about, because this is a ridiculous statement. This is a stupid take for what she has just made about black athletes, because the people who has taken the action to do more than what it takes to be covered. Like, basically, she's stating that the media is covering Caitlin Clark's basketball career only, basically covering her talent. Whereas in black athletes, she feels that black athletes has to do more. No, they choose to do more. They choose to be visualized in a different manner other than basketball, because in their social media, they choose to sexualize themselves. And what am I talking about? You guys are probably wondering, well, Shy Guy, what are you talking about? I'm talking about Angel Reese, because as we all know, Angel Reese, this is her Instagram, but we're going to go onto what she said before we dive into her Instagram, because what Angel Reese said after the loss between Iowa and LSU, after her defeat from Caitlin Clark, because absolutely she was destroyed by Caitlin Clark. And I'm not going to take away from Caitlin Clark's teammate, but obviously we all know it was Caitlin Clark that dominated. I mean, absolutely dominated that game. I mean, there's no doubts about that. But we're gonna listen to Angel Reese post-game conference after the game on what she felt about the whole thing. Because get your tissues, people, because we're gonna have a crying moment with Angel Reese here. Because she had all the time in the world to explain how she feels about her career and how it went and how she's basically being visualized by the media. But she chooses to do this on a loss, on a big time loss, and one of the biggest game ever, because this is one of the biggest games. She chooses to do this after this loss because obviously it's going to be watched by the entire world, because a lot of people have watched this game. Caitlin Clark has put college women's basketball on the map. People are watching college basketball when it comes to the ladies because of Caitlin Clark, and that's undeniable. That's undebatable. All right? Let's take a look. Get your tissues.
I don't really get to stand up for myself.
Aw.
I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time.
Unbelievable. She waited till this time, and there's no tears coming out. It's just sounds of sniffles. So, I mean, obviously, I believe she's trying to win an Academy Award when it comes to tearing performances. And you guys are probably saying, well, Shy Guy, what she said almost sounds about correct. You know what I mean? What I'm telling you, it is not correct, all right? It is not correct, because Angel Reese has not been sexualized by anyone but herself. And if she's been sexualized by anyone but herself, it's because she sexualized herself. So the fact that you sexualize yourself is going to give people the impression that they can sexualize you. But what am I talking about? Let's dive into her Instagram, right? Let's dive into her Instagram. You think I'm bullshitting? Okay, let's dive into her Instagram, because I'm going to show you two types of Instagrams, all right? This is Angel Reese. Obviously, a very beautiful woman, very attractive, very athletic. I'm not going to lie. She's an eye candy, period. But the fact that she's saying she's been sexualized, by who? Who? I mean, obviously we can't knock her on this photo shoot because she's doing it for CoverGirl. So we're not gonna knock her on that cover shoot. There's some people knocking her on that cover shoot. You can't knock her on that cover shoot because it's for CoverGirl. It's for CoverGirl. And obviously, the fact that she said she's been sexualized, obviously she believes that CoverGirl sexualized her. You could have said no when CoverGirl said, hey, put on this skimpy outfit and walk around so people can see your dynamic legs and your dynamic figure. She could have said, no, I don't want to be visualized like that. But she chose to do it because she could easily said no. Why she chose to do it? Because she wanted the money. Let's stop. And the reason I believe CoverGirl thought that they can do that is because of the pictures you put up. Look at the pictures you put up, Angel Reese. Look at the pictures. What was the point of this picture? What was the point of this picture? You see this? What is the point of this picture? You are sexualizing yourself here, my dear. You are sexualizing yourself. I'm the catch. Like, really? Stop. We already have comments coming in from 14 hours later, because now after that comment, people are jumping onto her photos and saying, for example, from this individual right here, I've been sexualized, but you post pictures like these. What a effing joke. You did it to yourself. But let me guess, if it's for you, not for us, right? You know what I mean? It's like, and it doesn't stop there. It does not stop there, all right? Because there's nothing wrong with posting sexy pictures. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to say there's something wrong with it. But a lot of the swimsuits, a lot of the pictures that she basically I'm going to say it again, sexualized herself, or in her words, they sexualized her, is because she allowed it, because she could have easily said no to any of those companies that wanted to sexualize herself. But once again, in her own personal time, she chooses to sexualize herself. Like, what was the point about this? Look, another bikini shoot for what? You're not even on the beach. Why are you shooting these pictures? Why are you videoing yourself in a bikini with basically almost no clothes on? You know what I mean? So you're sexualizing yourself once again here, right? Oh, well, I mean, come on now. She just feels sexualized, Shy Guy. Why you on her? Because there are more photos of her sexualizing herself. At least she's in the actual beach here. You know what I mean? But the fact remains, you choose to put up these pictures. You choose to put up these sexualized pictures. You choose to allow people to see you in a different light, because when you start putting pictures up like this, people are going to be like, okay, you want us to see you, we see you, now we're going to look at you sexually. Look at, I mean, another picture with her underboob out. Like, you cannot post pictures like this and then say you're being sexualized. You cannot do this. It's bullshit. Let's call it what it is. And people, the thing is, this is the thing, right? Because I hate what's going on with Caitlin Clark, because whether we want to admit it or not as a country, whether we want to admit the truth or not as a country, at this point in time, in this modern era, whites are being attacked and being attacked in a racist way, like the way the blacks were back in the days. The most hated race as of today are the whites, because they are being attacked like no other. There's no excuse for them. There's no excuse for them. But there's tons of excuse given to the black folks that act racist towards them. Tons of excuse. I don't know if it was Jamil Hill or Cheryl Swoops who said, I'm not racist. Blacks can't be racist. What the fuck are you talking about? Blacks can't be racist. Blacks can definitely be racist. The action of racism does not go according to the color of your skin. It goes according to your actions. It boggles my mind the idiots we have in the media today. But the fact that she believes she's being sexualized it's laughable. Like, here we go. Dirty mirror pics in bikini. This is her. Nobody told her to do this. This is her. No. Nobody told her to do this. This was her sexualizing herself. Once again, sexualizing herself. Nobody told her to do this. Now, I'm going to show you something. This is another picture. You know, she has to do these pictures. Her underboob out. Why? Why? Like, this is you sexualizing yourself. I can't believe these damn simps under here. I mean, she's not gonna freaking go out with you guys, just letting you know. Now, I'm gonna show you something, right? You see the way her social media is, right? And for the people who are not watching this, for the people who are actually listening to this on my podcast, make sure you tune into this video because it will be posted on my YouTube channel. So make sure you check out my YouTube channel and basically check out the video there and make sure you give it a like. You know what I mean? Support. You know what I mean? Support. Stop playing games. We're gonna look at Caitlin Clark's Instagram, and this is why. Not only the media, not only her sponsors, but the fans do not sexualize Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark never sexualized herself. Now, we're going to take a look at her Instagram, right? This is Caitlin Clark's Instagram. This is Caitlin Clark's Instagram. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, she doesn't have the body of Angel. It's not about that. It's not about her not having the body of Angel Reese, because Caitlin Clark is fit. So, can she dress sexy? Of course she can dress sexy, but she chooses not to, because look at this picture. She looks absolutely stunning in this picture, but look how she's dressed. Look how she's dressed. And people are going to say, well, Shy Guy, I mean, stop with the excuses. Stop with the bullshit excuses. Once again, look how Caitlin Clark is dressed right here. Huh? Look how she's dressed right here. Very modest. Once again, not sexualizing herself. most of her pictures on her Instagram is about basketball. This is why they look at her and only think basketball and not think about a possible sexy, almost close to nude pictures to sponsor their items or their products. Why? Because on her Instagram, she only has basically basketball pics and basketball memes or whatever the case may be. She has a bikini pic, absolutely, but she's in a beach, and it's only, I mean, it's a couple of pictures with, I guess, her teammates or whatever, or her family, but it's even the fact that she has a bikini doesn't look sexualized. She's not in a sexy pose. She's not sticking her ass out. She's not going, hey, look at my rump. You know what I mean? It's basically all basketball. Look at this. All basketball. What a stunning. And I know people are going to say, Ryan, Shaq, you sounding like a simp. No, I'm not sounding like a simp. I'm just revealing the truth. A stunning social media presence she has all about basketball. Even this, look at this picture right here, B-ball shoes. Come on now. She's all about basketball, but no. Why are people basically looking at her only for her talent? Well, Jemele Hill, it's because she doesn't sexualize herself, you idiot. Jemele Hill is the epitome of idiocy. She is. Let me once again read what she said about the whole Caitlin Clark situation. Let me read it once again because it sounds, after what I just showed you, right? After what I just showed you, let me read it again so now you can take the whole thing, put it together, and realize how idiotic Jemele Hill sounds here. She's tremendous on television, and I'm thinking what a missed opportunity for the national media to really elevate who she was as a person. Caitlin Clark seems to be a great personality, but it is not like Caitlin Clark is walking around saying crazy stuff. They're just covering her excellence, and that's good enough. Her excellence, which is her skill in basketball. Let me throw it out there. Whereas it feels like for black athletes to get the same amount of coverage, oh my God, or even fair coverage, there has to be something extra beyond basketball. That's because they choose to sexualize themselves. Give me a fucking break, Jemele Hill. What a clown. What a damn clown. Listen, what Caitlin Clark is facing when it comes to the hate of the media is beyond reason. It's getting freaking annoying. And the only thing I hate that may happen to Caitlin Clark when she goes to the WNBA, I hope she elevates the WNBA, but she may get lost within the WNBA because the WNBA is just not polarized like college basketball. It's not, people don't care about the women's WNBA. It's not exciting. I mean, have you seen the talent there? How they shoot? How it's going? It's just not exciting. Maybe Caitlin Clark will elevate it. If Caitlin Clark goes into the WNBA and wins the championship right off the bat within 1 or 2 years, she will blow up the WNBA. She will, because she has the presence, the attitude, and the know-it-all on how to act with the media to blow up the WNBA. She doesn't say things out of content. Even when she lost to LSU last year, it was with dignity. She carried herself properly and said the right stuff, even in a defeat. Even when she was taunted by Angel Reese in a defeat. And remember, Caitlin Clark also was freaking dirty talking and everything. Remember all them dirty talk she did back in the days or whatever. You can see that she's growing as an athlete. She's growing as a person because she's not taunting that much anymore. She's growing up. She's basically understanding there's a way to act. And I bet you when Caitlin Clark looks at herself back then when she was taunted, she was like, I shouldn't have done all of that. Caitlin Clark has been such a tremendous presence within Iowa because Iowa has been put on the map because of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is such a joy to watch. a joy. I really hope she wins the championship this year, because a lot of people are not putting her as one of the greatest because of the fact that she lacks a championship. She needs to leave college basketball, I guess, with a championship to prove these to prove to these Neanderthals that still don't consider her to be great. How many greats in the NBA didn't win a championship in the NBA, but they're still considered great? So if she's not considered great, then Barkley is not great. Barkley's not great. Patrick Ewing is not great. There's a lot of players that have not won championships in the NBA that they're greats. They're all-time greats. So Caitlin Clark is an all-time great, period. In the college era, she's an all-time great. For you not to say she's great, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I can say it in a very nicer way, but I choose not to. You're an idiot if you don't think Caitlin Clark is one of the all-time greats. Not only is she an all-time great for the value she has for the freaking NCAA when it comes to women's basketball, but the value she has as a professional, unreal talent. A talent we have not witnessed in a very long time when it comes to women basketball. A talent that you have to see it to believe it, because when somebody tells you about it, you're going to be like, that's a sci-fi story that you're telling me. Because it's just unreal. It's just unreal. Of course, somebody's going to text me when I'm doing my podcast. Of course. But it's just amazing. It's just amazing to see such a player being regarded by at least some of the media that has brain cells, because she deserves it. Shout out to Caitlin Clark and her performance. Shout out to her career in college basketball. Obviously, this is going to be her last year. Obviously, she's going to go on to the Final Four. Obviously, a lot of people want her to come out the victor. Obviously, people want her to go on to the finals and win it all and finally put a stamp on how great she really is. Let me know what you think. This is Black Shy Guy. And as always, I thank you for sitting at my table. Wish me happy birthday. I'm out of here. Peace!
Arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of homicidal maniac.